Arsenal is hosting Sevilla at the Emirates. That is tomorrow, Wednesday, and it's the fourth game they're obviously going to play into this group stage. And trust me, the moment Arsenal goes ahead to obviously register 3 points from this, they would have gone ahead to enlight their chances to qualify for the round of 16 of the Champions League. Remember, in their group stage, they are with Sevilla, and Sevilla is having, I think, only 1 point. The other team is RC Lons. It's having 5 points. Arsenal is having 6. Then PSV Eindhoven is having 2 points. So if Arsenal goes to 9, they'll be on top of that. They'll be on top of that group, and no one will obviously be wanting to obviously face them. And remember, they're obviously going to host RC Lons again after the international break, meaning that just 1 point will be needed for them to qualify after winning against Sevilla. So it shows you the importance of the win against Sevilla, and it obviously comes in through at a very trying time at the club of Arsenal, where they've gone ahead to lose 2 games consecutively in the domestic affairs, being knocked out of the Carabao Cup by West Ham 3-1, and Newcastle with a controversial win against Arsenal over the weekend by 1 goal to nil, where VAR obviously had lots of messes to do into that game. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. This is RD. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, we thank God for the gift of life. It's a Tuesday, the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and let's set the ball rolling to where we want it to obviously go. Now, over the weekend, Sevilla drew with Celta Vigo, and they had a man sent off the field of play. So, none of the 2 teams that are going to meet tomorrow at the Emirates went ahead to register what we call a win. That is it. So, after all that none of the teams went ahead to register a win, we obviously understand that it is in the best of Arsenal that they obviously get back to the winning ways, because ever since they played against Sheffield, they hadn't gotten a chance to play at the Emirates. And in the Champions League, they last played there when the Champions League was opening. I think it was around September. That's when they last played at the Emirates, and they beat PSV by 4-0. And you want to see, can that wrath be extended to Sevilla as they obviously come to pay a visit to Arsenal at the Emirates? Because Arsenal really looked very, very good. You know, they're flawless on the night, and they obviously saw the team of PSV being beaten. But Sevilla is really a good team, but the last time they've gone ahead to visit the England soil, they drew with Man United 2-2 into the UEFA Europa League, but it required United to have almost a player sent off for them to obviously thrive and obviously score those goals. And they're having some absentees on the day. Sergio Ramos and Fernando announcing back injuries. That is it. Then Marko Dimitrovic is also having what we call a sprain in his finger, and Marco is also having an injury. So others are all available, but that's the squad of players that you really least expect for them to obviously come in through and obviously not be available. But they're also having a very strong squad, because we're having Ocampos, El Nyasiri, you are having Rakitic, you know, Jesus Navas. You know, that is really a very good squad. So Mare into that CDM position, it will be a very good goal for the side of Sevilla, especially visiting the English side. Then for Arsenal, they are not having Emily Smith-Rowe. He's out for a month. Thomas Partey, shocking story that I'm obviously going to bring in later. He might be out until the end of the season. That's a story that we got from the Mirror recently. Then Julian Timber is another one who is out. Those are 3 totally out of this game. We are waiting for the press conference and the list or the video of the players of Arsenal that are yet to train today ahead of the game of Sevilla, on whether Gabriel Jesus and Martin Odegaard are obviously going to be part of that team. You know, if there is anything that Arsenal needs, is to qualify to go to the round of 16. Why? They need to obviously get in more money. You know, if they qualify and go to the round of 16, that means they're going to surpass the 50 million pounds they're supposed to be getting in from the UEFA Champions League. That is it. Because every time you qualify 100% sure that you're going to get 50 million pounds from UEFA, then every game you win, you know, there is a bonus onto that. And when you go ahead and obviously qualify for the round of 16, more money comes in through. And that's why you see to it that nowadays, if a team wins the Champions League, it can get close to 100 million pounds in cash prizes. So that's what Arsenal is really looking at. Now, let's wait and see how that will pan out, but let's go into the predicted starting 11 for the side of Arsenal as they take on Sevilla, as they look to get back to what we call the winning ways. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Oh, sorry, Arsenal plays a system of 4-3-3, and I went for a 4-2-3-1, but it's a 4-3-3 system. David Raya, obviously, is going to stay in between the stitches, amidst him being responsible for that goal that went ahead to obviously cross the line. And he really missed out on a very, very important save that really led to Arsenal losing out on everything that they had made up on the night. But Arteta has gone ahead to confirm to us that he is his first choice goalkeeper, and he is not going to change him in any way or the other. Right back, Benjamin White comes in through to obviously start as the right back. And before I really came into this video to obviously record it, I had a thought that maybe Benny White was obviously going to be rested, but I saw to it that these are the last two games that these players are obviously going to play before the international break goes on. And Benjamin White, I've not yet heard any story or any rumor coming in from the national team of England that's going to be called, meaning that Arteta is going to give him these remaining two games against Sevilla and Burnley, such that he rests him from the, is it the 13th to the 25th, 26th of November. That is it. So I think he's obviously going to start at the right back of Arsenal. Then the left back, I think it's going to be Tomiyasu. And Tomiyasu is going to obviously show us that he's obviously becoming a better and better player. But you never know. Arteta might shock us and obviously start with Zinchenko. But I see Tomiyasu bells ringing into my ears that Arteta is obviously going to bring in Tomiyasu, because that side of the left, you know, is really used a lot by Sevilla with the aid of Jesus Navas, the right back, who comes in through and obviously brings in those deadly crosses. He's one of the best crossers of the ball in world football, and you saw to it that within Sevilla, this guy did the needful and stopped him. And if you're having players like El Nyasri, who is good at heading that ball, then you wouldn't like Navas to obviously be given a chance to obviously gate those balls in. When you give him Zinchenko is really suspect defensively. You all know that. So you just have to see yourself giving him Tomiyasu, who is solid at the left back position and can easily defend him because he's using a right foot. So central defense, that's obviously predictable. You all know who are going to feature. Right-sided centre-back, William Saliba. Left-sided centre-back, it's going to be Gabriel Magalhaes on the night. And I think Gabriel Magalhaes might not find himself playing the game of Burnley on Saturday because he's set to fly to go to Brazil, and Arteta might rest him, and maybe Jakub Kiwior comes in through to play part into the season of Arsenal. So that is the back five of Arsenal, and that's how I expect them to obviously start up when they're taking on Sevilla. We go to the midfield. Obviously, Jorginho comes in, according to me. Jorginho comes in through to play as the CDM of Arsenal. Why? In games like this, you need players with vast Champions League experience, and Jorginho is really one of those players with vast Champions League experience that you need. You know, sometimes it doesn't obviously work well when you don't have experience. However much you're playing at home, you cannot go in for a totally naive side. With Gabriel Jesus a suspect, a doubt for this game. Zinchenko is another one who might not start. Kai Havertz, you know, you need one or two players with some good Champions League experience. And by the way, to be having an experienced player in the Champions League, good players in the midfield, that's really good. And it shows you that Arteta's going to hate to build a lot of trust in this guy. You understand? Because he has obviously going to hate to give him the captain armband. You saw him when they're playing against Newcastle. He was the captain of the team because his leadership qualities are really undoubted at that moment. Then alongside him is obviously going to be the man himself, the 105 million pound signing, that is Declan Rice, who went ahead to fit into that Arsenal squad like a glove. Very, 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 very perfect, and he's impeccable into that team. He's extraordinary. His energy levels are really, 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 really helping Arsenal to win very many midfield battles. And I think you are also well conversant about what he's doing. That is Declan Rice. Then, if Martin Odegaard is not going to play today, it's obviously going to be Kai Havertz. And I think even if he's 100% fit, I don't see the reason as to why Mikel Arteta starts him today. I think he might keep him as his secret weapon to obviously come off the bench. And I think Kai Havertz is obviously going to take center stage into this beautiful game of football and obviously play into there. To see it that he's having two players with huge Champions League experience. That is Kai Havertz for you, playing into the central attacking midfield. That is the midfield three of Arsenal and how I anticipate them to line up. Then we go to the right forward, a man struggling to get back his form, Bukayo Saka. And I think this is a perfect game for him. It's a perfect game for Bukayo Saka to showcase of what he has to the world, and everyone obviously get to know that Saka is really up there for you. You know, what makes someone world class is consistency. Saka commenced this season very well, you know, but looks like he's going to hate to lose the grip. He has lost the grip of his form, and ever since he returned from injury, he's really looking a struggler in these games. He's struggling left, right, and center. That is Bukayo Saka for you. But this is a perfect game for him to come in through and obviously showcase what he knows best, you know. Then Gabriel Martinelli off the left forward of the pitch to see to it that he gets this side going. And I think Martinelli is at least far much better off than Bukayo Saka in the recent 4-5 games of Arsenal. But I think this one, it needs him to obviously get himself where he was supposed to be. Getting a goal for Arsenal in Sevilla at the end of the first half never summarized, never reflected how Martinelli struggled into that game. Because even before that goal came in through, he had one of the best chances of the game in the first half, and he missed out onto that chance. So this game comes in at the perfect time for Martinelli and Bukayo Saka to obviously play at Emirates with lots of fans rocking the stadium and creating an conducive atmosphere for them to thrive against the side of Sevilla. Who is leading the line? Gabriel Jesus, who is anticipated to be going to be in the squad, is not obviously going to be ready to start. But I think it's going to be Eddie Nketiah leading the line for the side of Arsenal as they obviously get in Jesus onto the bench. So we wait and see how that really pans out here onto the Rokani Media Football. That is the probable starting 11 I believe Arteta is obviously going to bring in to obviously face the side of Sevilla. Now, when you look at Sevilla, they're obviously going to be a good side, but I think Arsenal is obviously going to edge them. And I think Arsenal is going to beat Sevilla by, I think it can go 3-1. Arsenal don't have a huge history of keeping a clean sheet, but the last Champions League game they played at Emirates, they kept a clean sheet. But this time round, I don't see whether, I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet, but all I know is that they're obviously going to put up a fight that everyone is going to embrace and obviously know that they are really ready to go to the Champions League stages. Now, when you look at the club of Arsenal and how they're obviously going to feature in this game, it obviously resonates exactly with what everyone is really thinking about. And they all want to go through, and they have a chance to win their next 2 games, that is against Sevilla and RC Lens at the Emirates. When that is done, they're obviously going to find themselves in a position of really going through. Now, let me read to you some facts that you need to know about this game of football. Arsenal have won just 3 of their 11 UEFA Champions League group stage games against Spanish league sides. However, 4 of those victories have come in their 3 against Sevilla, including 3-0 home in September 2007. Remember, the last game Arsenal played Sevilla in the Champions League was in 2007, and they beat Sevilla by 3-0. But at the start of the season of 2020-2023, Arsenal played in the Emirates Cup and beat Sevilla by 6 goals, I think, to 0 or to 1. So, Arsenal facing Sevilla, and the last time they played them, Arsenal beat Sevilla at Emirates by 3-0, and their last game, it ended in favor of Arsenal, 2-1 away in Spain. Sevilla have won just 1 of their 11 games against English sides in all European competitions, 5 draws, 5 losses, beating Man United 2-1 in the 2017-2018 UEFA Champions League 16 round. Right? I remember that game. Then, following the 2-1 victory at Sevilla, Arsenal are looking to win both UEFA Champions League group stage games against a fellow Big 5 European side for the 4th time, previously doing so in 2006-2007. And therefore, then Sevilla are looking for their first away victory in the UEFA Champions League since December 2020 against RC Lens, having failed to win any of their last 8 away trips in the Champions League. So they are really bad travelers. That's how we can refer to them. Then lastly, Arsenal won 4-0 in their first UEFA Champions League home game against PSV, while the Gunners haven't lost at home in the group stage of the Champions League since September 2015 versus Olympiacos, going unbeaten in the last 6. They've gone ahead to win 5 and 1 draw. Is this going to be the moment where Arsenal are going to come out and obviously put up a fight to take it to 7 unbeaten games at the Emirates? All that and more into the comment section below. My prediction is 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. You can as well tell me, who do you want Arteta to start and who do you want Arteta not to start? Those are the additions and subtractions. But at the end of this game, I understand Arsenal is going to be the numerator and Sevilla is going to be the denominator. That's what I had for you today. Smash the like button, comment and share. Rokani David remains my name. Barakallahu fikum to the Muslims, the Christians. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. I'm out, and more is yet to come. We're obviously going to have a live stream as we discuss what Mikel Arteta is going to have to say in the press conference as Arsenal prepares to take on Sevilla. Bye-bye for now.